Hey guys. Hello. Hey, I am so excited. I've had the best day. Such a good day. Y'all saw I had Panera for lunch. We had a great day. We got some content filmed. We got a really good but quick workout in. So it's been a really good day. I am going to give it a few minutes and then I am going to bring one of my clients on. Hey Friska, how are you? I'm going to bring one of my clients on, and so we haven't done this in a while, which is a big client testimonial, client spotlight. It's just really a time for us to kind of show off our clients and just kind of be really proud and excited for them and give them the spotlight for a little bit. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Shouldn't take too long, but I think you're going to find it super valuable. So Sarah is going to be my client for tonight, and we're going to start doing these every once in a while. If you guys like them, find them valuable. If so, I would love for you to leave comments and let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know questions you have or anything like that. So I'm just kind of giving it some time. For sure. Hey Shay. You're pregnant. Congrats, right? Let's see. So yeah, hey Ashley. So I mentioned that Katie and I, my best friend, we went and ate at Panera today, and I put on my story because somebody asked, okay, what did you get? And I love Panera because you can go on their website or their app, I think Katie said, and they literally have the macros and the nutritional information right there for everything that they have, and they make it to where you can take a few things out. If you don't want it, you can switch dressings out. You can say no eggs or whatever the case may be. And then it's going to update the nutritional content. It's going to update macros. Macros is what we teach our clients to eat by. It's just making you aware of what is in your food, fats, proteins, and carbs. So it breaks all of that down for you, and it makes it really, restaurants like that make it really easy to be able to work, to be able to fit those things in your macros and eat out. And there are several different restaurants like that, but I just love Panera because I like that kind of food. And so I got the Fuji apple salad. Today I got the full salad. I put grilled chicken on it. I said no to the pecans because it just wasn't worth it for me for the fat content that it takes up, because pecans are really categorized more as a fat macro. And then what else did I do? I said light on the cheese, and I switched out the dressing. So it was like 500 something calories for the salad, like the original salad, if you just go order it and you don't change anything. But then if you do decide you want to change something, you can kind of start looking what is making that jump up so high. Like, why is it such a dense meal? And a lot of the times it's that dressing and all those other toppings. So I took the dressing off and then switched it with their poppy seed dressing, which is like 0 to no fat, and then stuck that on there. And I included a screenshot of it and the macros and calories and all of that. And I have plenty of room left in my entire day to have dessert tonight, to have my kombucha now, because kombucha this one has 12 carbs. And it's 50 calories. So different things like that. So it's just really fun. It's really neat and cool whenever you do start learning about macros, and the way we teach our clients is to be able to kind of fit it in like a puzzle piece and make it to where you feel like you don't have to stay in your four walls. You can get out, you can go do things, and have a little girl's lunch and whatever the case may be. So anyway, Sarah, if you are watching, go ahead and request to join. If you have already done that, I think I missed it. So if you will, let's do that. And then let's get going. Oh, hey, Lindsay. Lindsay is watching. She's a client. She's in what, week 3, week 4 of our program? Let's see. Let's get Sarah. There we go. I think that did it. Week 2. Hey, girlfriend. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, sorry.
You're
Lost
good.
it.
Look at you. I don't think I've ever seen you with your hair down.
Oh yeah, it's a mess, but I think it's the first time I did my hair and like put mascara on in probably like 2 weeks. So it was time.
It was time. This is the occasion for it.
Sure.
Totally. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming, being on here. I'm excited about this because, one, I just love you. We talk all the time about, you know, whatever the case may be. But I think that this is going to be good. You're going to be such a, like, inspiration for people just to kind of see. You just explain things really well, I feel like. And I think that it's just going to be good for people. Anybody that's curious or just somebody that's hopping on just to kind of see what everything is about. So, first of all, why don't you, Sarah, tell us, like, who you are, a little bit about you, family, anything you want to say, go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Sarah. I'm 33. I live in California, like Bay Area. I just had my first baby. Well, I didn't just have him, but he's 14 months now. So running around with him 24/7. Husband, been married for 3 years, and we just moved into a new house last weekend. So that's exciting, but a lot of work, but very exciting.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And her little boy's name is Noah, and then I have a Noah. So we always think that's so funny. And he's a chunk. Yours is a chunk too, and mine's
solid for sure.
He's so cute. Okay, well, good. So first question for you then is going to be, I want you to kind of talk about, if you can, give us your best answer of, like, before you kind of reached out and joined BZH, where you were at, what you felt like you were kind of, like, the challenges you were facing. Like, where do you feel like you were kind of, like, coming up against a wall that you just kept hitting? Like, you just couldn't really get around it. What was it?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm kind of long-winded, so feel free to cut me off if I'm talking too much.
Go ahead. Go.
Okay. So I remember when I first saw one of your posts, I think I was like 8 or 9 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And this pregnancy was just rough for me. Like, it was my first pregnancy, and it, like, he sucked the energy out of me before he was even here. Like, it was just, I had no energy. I was exhausted all the time. And I just ate, like, I did not watch what I ate. I took full advantage of being pregnant. Like,
yeah.
Kardashian, French fry. I mean, and I'm not usually like that, you know? So I really went for it. I really did. And it showed, because I ended up gaining, I think, like 45 pounds through my pregnancy. And I saw numbers on that scale that, like, horrified me, like things that I never thought in my life would see. And I remember, like, I'm pregnant, like, it'll fall off. Like, everybody's like, you're going to breastfeed, you're going to lose it all. Well, that didn't quite happen. So I remember he came, and I could not let go of the weight. Like, you know, you have 3 babies, you know, I mean, you're tired. And I remember trying to get back into a routine, but, like, it was hard for me to get to the gym because I had him, and we weren't gonna, you know, he was so little, we weren't gonna take him to the daycare. So I just had a really hard time, like, getting back into the swing of working out. And I love working out. I really do. It's just, and the weight was just, I felt like it was just stuck. And I had just gotten to the point where I was like, I need to do something different. Like, I know how to eat healthy generally, you know, I mean, I've played sports my whole life. But I know the basics of eating healthy, you know, and I know how to work out the basics of working out. But I needed something different. I needed something more. I was just at a point in life where I was tired of, like, having no energy and just tired of feeling this way. Like, I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, holy crap, like, who is this? And I can laugh about it now because it's better, but whoo, it was tough. It was really tough.
it's hard. Like you say that, like I have been there. I've had those moments for sure. And of course it's after baby and like, yeah, it's just a hard time. You can't really, I mean, your sleep is really affected. Your hormones are crazy. You've come off of like you said, like eating kind of not what you would normally eat, and you've got those cravings, and that's what you're used to now. And like, it's just yes, and looking in the mirror, it can be defeating sometimes whenever you're like, okay, I don't recognize my body, or how did it get, like whatever the case may be, because we also sometimes think, like you said, okay, the weight's gonna fall off, the baby weight and breastfeeding and whatnot. And for me, it was always some, of course, you would come home and you weigh less, but like it was always those last 10 or so pounds that were just like really stubborn for me. It was, yeah, yes. And so I think a lot of people can relate to that, because it's just of course, normal and what kind of what happens about it. And so then what was the thing that you felt like, you said you just felt like, okay, I just needed something a little bit different? It's not that you were completely foreign to, okay, we know that veggies and lean meats and stuff like that are good for us, and we need to kind of go that route. But what was the thing that like kind of pushed you to say, okay, I need to really actual step to do something that's maybe like outside of me also? What was kind of maybe the pushing for you?
I think I just got to the point where like I was just feeling so crummy, and like I wasn't really like, I mean, I have a baby and like we're going through all these milestones, and it's like I want to be present, like Christmas and his first Thanksgiving, and like I was so self-conscious and I was spending so much time like worried about that stuff that I wasn't being like as present. I wasn't being like the best mom, the best wife. I was just so consumed with all of that. And it was just time. It was time to do something a little bit out of my comfort zone. And like, it was time for a change. Like I was tired of feeling this way. And I was just like, I mean, now I need to do something for myself to make this better. Stop talking about it and like do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hear, like whenever I get on calls with people that are interested in our program, or they want to kind of know a little bit more, we hear that a lot. And I think that's so just common with women is we, of course, want to be present. We want to be there. And we have a very bad habit of giving everything away and then not filling our cup up and like helping us be the best version of ourselves. And we kind of take that on as maybe a sense of martyrdom, like we're just, that's selfish. I can't take time to work out. I can't, whatever the case may be. But we also don't realize that does rob you of, like you just said, being there present, whatever, at a special moment, or even not a special moment, like whatever the case, whatever it is, and you're thinking of something else, you're self-conscious. That's spilling over into your family, that's spilling over into your kids, into your husband, whenever we're like,
I remember, I think when I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant, we had some event to go to, and like, I was excited about the event, but like I was getting ready that day and like trying clothes on, and like I was in tears. I was just like, nothing fits me. And like, you know what I mean? And I feel bad, how I act directly affects my husband, and he's just like, he's excited about this too. And like, what can he say besides like, you're beautiful, I love you, and then at that moment, I'm like, yeah. So, it was just time I was tired of feeling that way. And it was just time.
So what'd you do? You sent me a message here, right? Did you send me a message on Instagram?
Yeah, I think that you had like posted one of those, you posted a story, and it was like a poll, like, do you want to lose that 10 to 15 pounds? Like, do you feel stuck? And literally I felt like you were like speaking to my soul. Like, I'm like, yes, like she's talking to me. It was just one of those moments where it was like, everything you were saying was just clicking, and then like talking to you on the phone just totally like confirmed, I mean, not only are you like wonderful, but you're so warm, and you're a mom, and like that's what's so special about this is like, like you've been there, you've been through it. So it just makes it so much easier to connect with you,
Thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. And I think it's important too, because, you kind of like, as a mom and when you have kids, things kind of change, like mindset wise. You got to be able to like roll with the punches. You have to be able to like learn how to roll with the punches, how to like be like, okay, well, maybe I'm at the gym today, but I need to do this, or change that schedule up, or figure out quick, whatever the case may be. So I do think that that's, you know, that's important to also be like able to connect with someone, because it helps so much with that, like the mindset aspect of things and feeling comfortable like with a coach and being able to talk to somebody and like share those. Like, I just think that it truly elevates everything, and it makes it to where, and I always like say, like, I want us to be a team really going for the same thing for you and for any other client you have. And you got to make feel comfortable enough to tell me those things, to tell Kristen those things, which is my coach, my other coach, and make sure that, you know, that communication is there, and that we're opening up and talking about whatever we need to, you know, discuss and talk about. And so next question here was saying, were you nervous about reaching out, and, you know, anything like that? Like, were you ever kind of like hesitant, or what did you think about that? Like, kind of like those moments.
I mean, you never know like what you're getting into until you're into it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty like, I feel like when I have my mindset on something and I have a goal, I'm pretty good about it. But I feel like, especially having a coach, like I've never had a coach that like I see her face on like, you know, workouts once a week, or like checks in with me. I've never done something like that. And it's just a whole nother level of like accountability that I didn't even realize that I needed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just love that. Of course I have goals and I want to reach those goals too, but like you guys are right there with me, like encouraging me. And like I've told you, I like tough love. I like a little, you know, like get into gear, Sarah, you know, like I that. And so I wasn't really like nervous, but you just never know how it's going to be. And like, I don't want to let myself down, but I also don't want to let you guys down too, you know? So it's been good.
Good. And like, I just think, I said this the other day. I don't know if you've even watched our replay for like the new series we started for the book club, but I said, you know, I feel like I am just like, I love the thought of just growing. Like, I personally am that. I love self growth, always looking for more and things like that. And that just comes, you know, having somebody to be able to like kind of pull that better self out of you, even if it's like, well, like you said, I know how to do this, whatever the case may be, on a certain level, but then having somebody be able to say, okay, you know what, I got this now. Don't really think about it. Just go and do it. Come back and tell me how it is, and we'll adjust from there. And that pushes you, you know, it pushes you to like stay committed, you to keep going. You know that we're watching and taking a look. Okay, are we missing like 5 workouts in a row? If that's the case, then you know that we'll be saying, hey, is everything okay? Or whatever the case may be. And I think that aspect of things, like you said, it's something you don't really know that you need until you kind of have it and you think about it, because it's so easy. We are the number one. We can talk ourselves out of anything, you know? I mean, we can all the time, but that's why I like earlier, you got to like, you were kind of thinking about it, talking about it, but then you had to just make the action and do it. And that's what changes everything. Not only in, of course, your health and fitness and weight loss or anything, but just anything in life. You know, we can sit in that little pool of like thinking about it all the time, but until you push past whatever it is that's there, you won't really grow and get to the side.
You keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, you know, and complaining about this and complaining. We've all been there where you feel kind of stuck. Yeah. Kind of have to like put your money where your mouth is and just take the step, you know, go out of your comfort zone and just do it, you know?
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. So tell us, what have been like the tangible results for you? What have been the things that you feel like, you know, I mean, if you want to talk about weight wise, inches, I mean, anything like that, or those like wins that we always talk about that you highlight, you always have good wins. Like, what are those things that you're at? This is what's gone on. This is what.
I mean, for sure, like physically, you know, I mean, I had that last like 15 pounds of just like baby weight that I was just like, I don't know how to get rid of this. Like, I don't know what to do. And I think since I've started the program, I don't even know how long I've been in the program now for, but I know, yeah, I don't know.
You started at 12 weeks with us.
Yeah.
You add it on 6 months. I want to say you're a couple months into 6 months.
Yeah. So
something like that.
So I definitely I had a goal weight and I hit that goal weight, and then we set another goal weight, and I think the other saw that goal weight on the scale for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's, and it's just like little things. Like I think I posted on the Facebook group, like I put a belt on the other day that I haven't worn in like a couple months, and like I had to like drill in like new holes for the belt, and I was like, woo, like, it's like little things like that. That's, that, I mean, I think it's harder for us to see those things and feel those changes. I think other people noticing or like it's always trying clothes on, like, so definitely, I mean, clothes that used to fit are loose now. I have to buy new clothes. I mean, just things like that, but not just physically, just like, I feel so much better, like mentally and emotionally. Like I said, I just feel like I'm more present, a lot more present. I'm not like, for Christmas and Thanksgiving, I didn't necessarily want to take pictures with my family because I'm 15 pounds overweight, and like, I don't want to remember myself like that, and that's such a sad way to be. Nobody should feel that way, So I don't know. I just feel good. I feel good. I just feel a lot better, and my mindset is so much better, and I'm just not as tired, and it's just overall, it just bleeds into everything, So
it does. And I'm glad you said that, because like, I talk about that all the time. We talk about that a lot. It's just that whenever going back to, like, if we ignore ourselves and think, okay, no, I can't do that for myself. I'm going to push myself down, down, down. Make sure everybody else is okay. At some point, that is going to, like, it's going to come up, and you're going to be just not in that place want to be in, and then you've got to deal with the fact of, okay, now I've got to dig myself out of this. I gotta figure this out. And so it is important to prioritize those things and just get a little bit of guidance. Kind of like, okay, whenever, let's say, we teach our kids to brush their teeth at the beginning. When they're little, we go do it for them, and we teach them, we do it every night. Our goal is for it to become that habit, like innate in them, that hopefully they just do it without us one day. And it's just, we do it all the time. That's kind of what we want it to be like, is kind of adopting a new lifestyle of, you know what, this is just kind of the way I am now. I think this way about food. I think this way about self-growth, about, staying accountable to things and setting intentions, and then setting goals, reaching those goals. Like you just said, setting new goals, reaching those goals. Every time you do that, you gain so much confidence in yourself, because you're proving yourself right. You're showing yourself, I can count on myself. I can count on me. And that's kind of what, the coaching is. It kind of holds your hand to help you to make, brushing your teeth become like those habits, because we need to be handheld sometimes. Shown what to do. We have to learn. And talk about for a minute, because I was talking about macros before you got on. Do you feel like how do you feel macros has helped you with food, with maybe planning your day or going on vacation? I mean, I know you had a quick trip to Vegas not too long ago. We did some prep for that and kind of gave you some strategies. And how was all that?
So I remember, like, I think probably the most intimidating thing about the program was like the macros, because I had heard of macros, but to be honest with you, I didn't know what it was. Like, I had no idea. Everybody kept talking about like track your macros, and I had no idea what it was, So when I signed up, and when I found out it's a protein, like a fat and a carb, So, I mean, that has just been so helpful, like when you break down, because I really, really like to eat. I love all food. I like to drink wine. Like, my husband and I love our wine. Yeah. So it's just so nice that one of the best things about this program is we're not being starved, like you can still eat cheese. And I've done the no dairy. I've done the no sugar. Like, I've tried all these different things. And it's so nice to know that, like, you can still eat those things. You can still have wine. You just have to fit it within your macros. And like, that has totally helped me, because I mean, just this last week and a half, it was so crazy with moving and everything. And I went, I think 4 or 5 days in a row without getting a workout in. Mm-hmm. but like keeping track of your macros, like it keeps you on, it keeps you on track, and you're not like taking steps back when you've worked so hard to get to a certain point, so you don't realize how important it is until you learn how to do it, and you're like, that makes sense, like that's what people are talking about, like it really works.
I feel like for me, I feel like for other clients, you tell me if you think this or not, it gives you a sense, so much freedom, because you know what's going on. It's not kind of like, well, I do not know why I'm not losing weight. I'm doing everything I can, blah, blah, blah. But then, if we go and we're eating some peanut butter, we go and scoop it out, and you just scoop it out like you normally would and eat it, or put it on an apple, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you're getting several extra calories. You can easily get 100 extra calories and have no clue about it.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't eat that much peanut butter. It's just being aware of like, okay, what does a true serving of peanut butter actually really look like? And when you see that, then it all starts to click. Okay, maybe this isn't why I'm actually getting where I want to be. And having the guidance to know where those macros are and need to be when you start, and then those adjustments along the way they're just huge, because they make it to where, one, at least for me, it's kind of exciting. I love when my macros change, because it's something new, and like you said, fitting things in. And I think that's just, it opens up a whole new world. It kind of takes the guilt away from food, because I think a lot of people, and I don't know that this was your problem or an issue for you when you came, I don't think it was, but a lot of people come and they actually aren't eating enough. And they feel really guilty and feel like at the end of every day, no matter what, they have eaten way too much. And it's just ingrained in their brain. And it's just, they don't realize it, but it's just playing in their brain all day. But then when they go to actually try it, they realize, oh my gosh, no, I'm actually not. I'm probably not eating enough. And it just gives such a sense of freedom.
Think about that, you're like, I'm not eating enough, like I should be losing weight, but like it doesn't work that way. Like you need those things. So
yeah, because I know we have bumped you up and done so many different things with you, with your calories, with your macros, and different things like that. I said, okay, just trust me. Just gotta trust me.
I think you moved him up one time, and then I talked to Kristen the other day and she bumped him up again. And like, I remember like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, like, and it's good. I mean, we can't be in like a calorie deficit forever, so I know why we're doing it. Yes. But it's funny, like you say, just trust the process, because you guys up, and like, I've still been able to like, get those numbers down and lose weight and stuff. So
yes, absolutely. Because it's, what, it's almost like we're so taught to think food is the enemy, like food is what's making me this way, or whatever the case may be. Most of the time that's really not. It's case by case, of course, but sometimes that's not really the issue. Sometimes there's a lot more going on, and we're all actually starving ourselves, and we can't, like, we raise calories up. We don't need to be low of a deficit for too long. It's not healthy for the want to look long-term metabolism. You're here for another 6 months. And so at that end of that 6 months, I want you to be at your goal. I want you to be thriving mentally, physically, but then that you are actually eating, and we've kind of taken you through to where you're at a point where you can eat a lot more food than you're even eating now. And you've reached your goals, and you feel phenomenal, and you're sleeping amazing. And it's just because food and stress on the body and that relationship there plays such a huge role in not only like physically and the results you'll get, but then in your quality of life. We don't always want to be in a diet, and the goal is not always keep clients in a diet, keep you in a diet. It's to show you how it works, get you where you want to be, and build it back up, and build this up with food as well. That relationship with food, it's just so important. And when you can get it handled, it's like a light bulb comes on, and I really feel like it's given me so much freedom, and it can give you freedom. So
I know that I remember like hearing about, like weighing your food out, and like I remember I used to like roll my eyes and be like, I don't want to do that, but like it's not forever, like you start off that way, and that's just kind of how you teach yourself, and then eventually, you won't need to do those things, because you'll just know, you'll have the knowledge, and you'll just do it, so.
Yeah, exactly. And you're so aware at that point, you've done it before, and you're much more aware of what a real serving of peanut butter, what 3 ounces of chicken breast really look like, and whatever the case may be. And you can think that way because, like we always say, knowledge is power. If you don't know, just like I always say, you need to know what you weigh. You don't have to be obsessed with the scale, but you do need to, because if you get to a point you don't want to get on it and you're just so like, then that holds power over you as well. If you know where you're at, you won't then end up feeling like, oh my gosh, what's happened? Like you're so far gone, kind of a thing. And it's the same with that. If you can get that strong foundation, and that's what we want to do, is instead of having our clients trying and trying and trying, or us to keep trying to get it right and stay on the right path and not fall off your macros and get your workouts in and see results, we want to turn it and take it from that, which is what happens at the beginning of when someone comes into us. Usually you with that 12 weeks, we're still working on it because we're still getting you to where we want to be. And at some point there, it switches and it becomes, you know what? Now I'm not trying to get it right. I just know I can't get it wrong anymore because this is just the way I live. Like, this is my thought process now about life. Meaning I can go on vacation. I can have my plan, eat relatively healthy. I don't have to come back. I don't have to do those things. But then when I come back, I am not worried one single bit because that's just the way I live my life, is that healthy way, setting concrete habits, not just for 3 months, not just for 6 months or 8 months, but truly looking and saying, I can, now I have the knowledge, I can truly live and do this forever, kind of a thing.
Yeah, for sure. I remember like planning vacations back in the day, and I'm like, I have to be in a bikini. Like, I'm gonna starve myself. I'm like, you know, I think I one time even took, like, they have these water pills that like you just kind of like, I've done it all, you know, and that's just not a way. That's just not realistic, you know. And like, the older we get, the harder it gets, and it's just like you said, like, knowledge is power, and just knowing, it just changes the game for sure.
It does. It's so awesome. So, what last thing is favorite aspect of the program, and then who would you say you feel like would be good for? If someone, or, you know, maybe like, okay, take you 6 months ago, where you were at, would you tell yourself, say, just do it, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'll start off with like the favorite aspects of the program. I have a bunch, but for example, like when I signed up for the program, I remember you telling me about like the community and like the accountability. And I remember like sitting there and I'm like, okay, like that's cool, but I'm really excited about like the meal plan and the workouts. And I have come to love the group so much. Like, it's kind of weird because it was just never really my thing. And like, I look forward to the workouts. Like, I love that we get together and share like wins and struggles and all that together. And even if you think that that's not your thing, like, it really is so encouraging and so helpful to see people who are just like you, like working or moms or busy, and, you know, just encouraging each other. Like, the community has been awesome, you know. I've really enjoyed that part of it. I mean, I signed up for 12 weeks and I wanted to sign up for another 6 because I wasn't ready to stop. You know, I felt like I still had more to learn. And you guys, especially with like the classes, like Kristen did a really good class about sleep yesterday, and my sleep is like struggle bus. Like, it's been forever, you know, like tips like that. It's just, there's so much, there's so much to love, you know? So I would say to somebody who's thinking about it, I mean, just like you said, I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. Just do it. Like, you can sit there and you can make a million excuses to why you shouldn't, but just do it. And don't, I mean, sometimes people hear like you get intimidated, you know, or it could be a little intimidating to push yourself out of the comfort zone, but like, you know, you have to spend time and work on yourself, and like, we deserve it. We deserve to feel good, you know? So just do it. I mean, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. I wish I would have done it sooner, to be honest with you.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think that's encouraging to people, is just like we were talking about, like, to grow, to get to the other side for any and everything. It's never going to come just kind of like flippantly, ever. Think all the big things that have happened in life. You got to make that decision and just move. And what I just love so much, the fact that at any point someone can, make a decision to make their life better. If they don't like something, you can change it. And reaching out isn't a sign of weakness. Reaching out isn't a sign, oh, well, I should know this. I'm so embarrassed that I would need a coach or anything like that. It's just, like you said, that community, whenever you get around like-minded people that can push you, and you have people that are pouring into you that care about the end result, it's a game changer. And
I think people hear diet and they're just like, oh, like another diet, like another like low carb, like it's not like that. Like everybody, whoever is watching, if anybody's watching, it's not like that, you know, like it really isn't. Like that's what's so great about it, is we do have the freedom. It's just figuring out how to make it all work into your day, you know, and you guys give us the knowledge. You literally hand it to us. We just have to put the work in, you know, so it really is awesome.
Good. Well, thank you, girl. Thank you so much. And I am excited about just you working with you longer and really just continuing to see your awesome progress. Yeah, Kristen and I were together. We always do our coaches meeting we either do every Wednesday or Thursday. So we were there, we talked about every single client. We go through everybody. We got to you, and it was like, oh my gosh, dude, it's so good. You lost what? Was it a pound last week?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think my goal was for July was like that 135, and like I got on the scale twice this week, and I saw it twice, and I'm like, okay, I see you. Like you're there. I just got to keep. So
that's right. That just shows us it is there and it is coming. So
it's coming. That means it's coming. So
that means it's coming. And I love, like you mentioned, the July goal. We set some goals for the month of July, and it's, you know, we want to hold you accountable to that, help you get to that place too. So I'm pumped for that. I'm so glad. So it's coming. We know.
Yep. Great.
All right, girl. Well, thank you so much. I hope that, and I know that people are inspired by this, and just to hear, you know, new mom, normal. I think a lot of the times people think that like, oh, the fit life isn't for me. Those are for crazy, you know, whatever people. And I say, I'm as normal as they come. My clients are as normal as they come. We're nothing, you know, I mean, of course we're special, but we're just normal people doing normal life things. And it can 100% happen for absolutely anybody that just puts it here and then actually takes action for it. And I think that you inspired a whole lot of people for that. They should be inspired, for sure. And you're a huge part of our community. You really are. And I'm always you're one that I always know you're doing your thing. You're doing you, and you always show up to the workouts and everything, and you bring so much energy. I'm excited. I appreciate it for sure.
I appreciate it too.
All right. Well, go take care of your baby. He's quiet. We haven't seen him. What's he doing?
He's sleeping right now. He's laughing. I like to enjoy the quiet, you know, whenever it comes. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, so funny. All right, girl. Have a good night. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.